Hey everybody, Dr. Diane, your Libido Doc here. In this video, we're going to talk about what is normal as far as frequency of sex. So this is a complicated question because from a medical perspective, it's not very well defined. Low libido in medicine is called hypoactive sexual desire disorder. This huge, crazy name, and it's defined by a low sex drive that has lasted for 6 months or more. But it really doesn't define like how many times a week you have to have sex, how many times a month you have to have sex in order for it to be considered a low drive, right? So it's very, very subjective. So from a standpoint of what I feel in the professional space is a healthy amount of sex is a minimum of 2 or 3 times a week. If you can fit it in every day, I think that is wonderful. There's only more benefit that can come from that. But one of the things we see with a healthy sex life is we see lower levels of depression and anxiety. We see better sleep. We see a balancing of stress hormones. We see weight maintenance. We see connection feel better, body image. We see self-esteem. Like there's so many things that are improved by engaging in sexuality. So much so that even some vibrators are now being approved as medical devices, right? Because we're seeing so much linked in health to a healthy sexual functioning widespread. This is a normal part of healthy human behavior, right? So from that standpoint, I feel like people really can benefit in their whole lives by having sex at least 2 or 3 times a week, right? And so if your drive is less than that, I would say your drive is probably on the low side. Now, of course, this is on average. There can be, weeks where you just don't get to that, like maybe you just don't get to the gym. But I would really start thinking about sex as like normal and healthy as part of your life that's similar to like drinking water, eating good food, getting exercise, right? All these things that are connected to health. Your sexuality is connected to health. So while it's like really not clearly defined from a medical perspective, like what is normal, I would say if you're not having that desire at least 2 or 3 times a week, then I would personally professionally categorize this as a sex drive that could use improvement. Now, that being said, I also want to say that I encourage if you can fit sex in every day, that is wonderful. And I really also see that 2 or 3 times a week can lead to a lot of really positive changes for people from a health, a happiness, and just a well-being perspective. So more information in the show notes below on how to work with me to improve your libido and sex drive, your relationships, and more. I'm Dr. Diane. Please subscribe if it's helpful. I'll see you next time.